I'm calling from the Trib. I'd like to confirm a quote.
Getting around in 2 hours.
Can you come back and tell me how much money was involved? Was it over $1,000? Was it over $10,000?
If the red phone rings, is it World War III?
Max, my Lord. Now, I like having a direct line to San Francisco. That assures me our negotiations will be absolutely confidential. What have I done with my plane ticket?
So you want to hold this editorial on military spending?
Yes, I want to make some notes on that while I'm in the plane.
Okay, now you've got this interviewer coming in from Canadian television tomorrow.
Oh, well, you talk to him.
About what it's like to be a woman executive?
Don't fake it. I've got to get my pills. Would anybody like some juice?
Not me, thank you.
It's a little early for juice. Suppose you do buy Lively Arts magazine. Will you change the staff?
Their business people are very sharp. But I would like to make some changes in editorial. Use some of our own writers. That's the beauty of it. The Tribune will provide a flow of talent and vice versa. I love the excuse of getting up there more often. Oh, the architecture and the opera and the linguine and white clam sauce.
Here's your ticket.
Thank you. Where did you find this?
A Modern Hairstyle magazine. Guess you were doing your homework.
I've got to get myself organized here. Yes, Julie.
Excuse me, when you get back, can you have lunch with Jinx Matheson?
Lord, no. Make up some excuse.
Can you call that computer consultant before you go?
Oh, Mr. Hume will do that.
Okay, now your doctor's appointment tomorrow.
Oh, you're just going to have to reschedule.
Right.
Gentlemen. Hi, Marv.
Marv.
Here it is.
Shall I handcuff it to my wrist?
It's made out to Deming Publications.
$2 million.
Now, you have to promise to spend this on the magazine and not a new pair of shoes.
It's a goody move, Mrs. Pynchon.
We thought a small cash deposit might convince them we really do mean business. My grandfather always said, money talks.
$2 million in cysts.
Uh-oh. It's Moscow.
Yes. Good morning, Jack. I'm just on my way. What's the matter? Oh, I see. Tomorrow morning instead. Jack, hold on. My other hotline is ringing. What?
Maybe somebody else has the same idea. Don't let him talk you out of seeing him today.
Jack, we had a lunch date today. I'm not going to let you stand me up. All right. 1:30. Fine. I'm on my way. Am I going to be able to get to the airport in 40 minutes?
You certainly will, because I'll take you. Let's go.
Oh, Max, stay. Oh, my little darling. Julie will take care of you, little man.
kind of a story that makes you wish you were a general assignment reporter again.
Someone giving away money?
Better. Bodies.
Bodies.
Young, curvaceous, naked, female bodies.
What makes you think I'd be interested in that?
Suave magazine is doing a special issue on Los Angeles college women. 300 co-eds signed up to be photographed.
I thought women were against that kind of thing.
Rossi is going to think he died and has gone to heaven.
Rossi isn't getting this. He's on that two-part ghetto thing. Remember how hard he fought for it?
I can't wait to see his face. So who's the lucky guy? Rosenthal? Castillo? Oh, Lou. Come on, that's not even funny.
Billy,
Yeah, Luke?
That's perverse.
I've got something for you.
Fred, well, what brings you in from Palm Springs? Sun go behind a cloud?
I'm on the way to Hawaii. I just thought I'd stop in and see my aunt, but she's not here.
She's out of town on business. How are things?
Hectic. My brother and I are developing our first enclosed mall, 55 stores, all air-conditioned. Lots of headaches.
Lots of bugs.
Excuse me, Charlie.
Lou, you remember Fred Hill, Mrs. Pynchon's nephew? Lou Grant, our city editor.
Oh, yeah, good to see you.
Good to see you. Stay a minute, Lou. Maybe you can help clear something up for me. What are these rumblings I hear about the Tribune acquiring a magazine?
Just rumblings.
I heard about it on the golf course. Isn't that wild? I know if my aunt were going to make a big move like that, she'd tell me, right? Did she mention it to you?
I did hear a few rumors, but I'm not really in the picture.
Uh-huh. Lou?
Well, I'll tell you, Fred, that's corporate business, and we're editorial. I just don't get involved in that kind of thing.
Well, I think she should consult my brother and I. We do own a piece of this newspaper. It's the first major step in going public, isn't it?
What do you mean?
Wall Street likes acquisitions. My aunt is just trying to strengthen the Trib's position for when she decides to issue stock and move away from family control.
I wouldn't know about that.
I would.
What is the attitude of people towards Suave coming here to take pictures?
Students don't care. I guess it's even kind of a kick.
Why don't I see women students protesting?
Well, ask one. In fact, hey, Judy, she just wrote an editorial defending the right of Suave magazine to be here. Judy Crane, managing editor. This is Billy Newman from the Tribune. She wants to know why you're not outraged by Suave's visit.
Well, if a girl wants to climb a ladder to trim a Christmas tree in the nude while some guy takes her picture, I think it's kind of dumb, but if that's her choice, she should be allowed to make it. Do the women's groups on campus agree with you? It depends on who you talk to. Some feel these magazines do denigrate women, but I guess they feel some kind of need for the men who look and the women who pose. Okay? Okay. Rick, what's the attitude of the university administration toward all this?
Not so pleased. Professor Williams, he's the chairman of the journalism department. He asked that we not publicize their visit, not publish their ads or run articles or editorials. He thinks it demeans the university and the newspaper. I think it's news.
What'd you tell him?
I told him to kiss off. Well, not in those words.
He'd have the guts.
Congratulations, Mrs. Pynchon.
Now, don't congratulate me yet. We're only in the final round of bids for Lively Art. But I'm pleased we made it this far.
If we get it, when do you see the takeover?
Oh, 5 or 6 years.
That could mean months, don't you?
Well, that's what I said, 5 or 6 months.
Great. When do we put in our transfers for Sausalito?
All right, that's just it for today. Thank you, gentlemen.
Anything I can do to
I could use some creative input for a new editorial direction for Lively Art.
Well, 5 this afternoon would be good for me.
Yeah, I can make that.
Oh, fine. What am I doing at 5? Oh, what is my extension?
2246?
I so seldom call myself. Julie, will you check my schedule for this afternoon? Can I see Mr. Hume and Mr. Grant at, what did we say?
5.
5 o'clock. Fine. I'll see you then.
Looks like our fearless leader is hitting the sauce lately.
Don't be ridiculous.
What would you call it?
Being under a lot of pressure?
And taking a little drink every now and then just to calm the nerves, right?
Wrong.
Great. Real nice. That looks real good. That's it. Nice. Great. Look up. Smile. That's it. Great. There you go. Do you have something in a different color?
Oh, I have a pink tank top in the car.
Okay, let's try it.
Okay.
I'd like to shoot her looking this way with the sculpture in the background to identify the campus.
Did you have the university's permission?
Didn't ask, so they can't say no. That's why we're here on Sunday. Grab it and go.
Why did you pick Dana from all those girls?
Oh, her look is close to perfect for her type.
Her type? You fit them into categories?
Yeah, great hair, long legs, beautiful eyes. Remember, she's supposed to be an ideal. Over here, Philip.
Is she going to be dressed for all these shots?
Oh, yeah, we did the nude work yesterday. Then after this, we'll go back to her dorm room and do lingerie.
Oh. How do you get her in the mood?
Well, you've got to keep the girl feeling up. That's the hard part. Constantly letting her know how beautiful she is.
How's this?
Good. Could you fix up her hair a little bit, please?
Dana, how do you feel about all this?
Oh, whenever I feel a little funny, I just try and think about how much they're paying me to do this.
How much are they paying you to do this?
$1,500.
Dana, you got a 3.8 average. You're up for an internship in a law office this summer. Why do you want to do this?
Curiosity. To be different. I mean, I feel good about my body. I run, I work out. I don't have any hang-ups about people seeing me.
And
I think I should use whatever I've got to my best advantage. I mean, it's competitive out there, right? I can use every edge I can get. You know, there's an interview going along with this layout. And I really went into what made me want to go to law school after I graduate. I think it'll all balance out.
try her again.
Miss Julie, if she's too busy, we'll come back. Who's that?
Mrs. Pynchon? Are you okay?
Miss Pynchon, can you sit up?
Maybe she shouldn't.
She's all limp back there.
What is it?
Can you hear me? Move your fingers if you do. Okay. Take it easy. You're gonna be all right.
Lou Grant will continue in a moment here on A&E.
I love to take baths by candlelight with my boyfriend.
You do?
It's a quote from Tawny Alexander. She's the Centerfold and Suave magazine, a pre-med student.
Hey, what's the ambulance downstairs for? Somebody get hurt? Wasn't here when I came in. Heard her when I came up from the dark. I know her.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I shot her once. Tawny Alexander. Her real name is, Gloria something.
Where's she going to med school?
Are you kidding? She's in junior college, part-time. Closest she ever got to a hospital was to have her appendix out. She's got a scar in it. Well, she had a scar right there. They must have airbrushed it out.
You mean the copy's not true? Dr. Alexander doesn't like to take baths by candlelight?
That's just some creative copywriter putting his erotic fantasies into her mouth.
What happens to these women after they pose?
Well, they can make a lot of money. If they become mascot of the month, the magazine sends them on promotions, conventions, opening car dealerships. Yeah, they can make $150 a day, all expenses. Everything's first class. That's not what you think, Billy. They're just supposed to be hostesses.
It's all fantasy, isn't it? To think that you can live forever in one perfect photograph.
And that is a perfect photograph. Well, this is the kind of magazine Mrs. Pynchon ought to buy instead of Lively Arts. Hey, Lou, found our new religion editor. I forgot. He's shy.
Something's come up. Miss Pynchon's been taken to the hospital.
What happened?
She collapsed.
That's what the ambulance was for.
Yeah, Charlie went with her.
Serious?
Don't know. I'm looking for her nephew's number. You know where he's staying?
Well, what happened? She have a heart attack?
Don't know yet.
City desk. Yeah, Charlie, hang on a minute, Lou.
Charlie.
Just got her to the hospital. They've taken her into intensive care. Lou, they think it's a stroke.
Stroke. How's she doing?
She's not too good. I don't know any of the details. They're not saying very much. Except that she's still alive.
Oh, my God.
We're looking at an aneurysm in a surgically non-resectable area.
I could get in there.
You operate on anybody lying down, I'm afraid to take a nap around you.
You want to wait around and let it bleed again?
According to the CAT scan, it sealed itself off for now.
If it's a week, it could go.
Yes. The angiogram shows that leak is really down deep. I don't see how you're going to get to it.
I've gotten in and out of there before without a problem. Who gets to talk to them?
I'll take it. An important blood vessel in the strategic area of the brain is burst because of a weakening in the vessel wall. The bleeding in the brain has already caused some damage.
What sort of damage, Doctor?
Well, she's paralyzed on the right side. She has no speech.
Good Lord.
Will this be permanent?
Well, hopefully the aneurysm will seal itself. Or we can clip it off surgically before it bleeds again. If so, her recovery should be good.
Why did this happen to her?
I've been trying to get her blood pressure down for years. But she's high-powered under a lot of stress. I'm sure there were warning signs that she probably ignored.
What about the surgery?
Well, in her age group, in that area of the brain, there's considerable risk.
What does that mean?
First of all, we don't know if she can survive the procedure. Second, if it will work. Do not leave her in worse condition, mentally impaired or totally paralyzed. Which I've seen happen. As I said, risky.
I understand.
Lou, I'm taking up a collection for flowers.
Mrs. Pynchon?
Yeah, that's right. To cheer her up in the hospital.
Leon, things are touch and go right now. I don't think she could appreciate them yet. Why don't you wait a while? It's a nice thought, though.
Okay.
I'm going to have to move up to the 8th floor.
How come?
Julia's been calling me every 5 minutes with questions. It'd be better if I were just up there. Besides, if I don't move in, her nephew will.
Fine. We'll refer your calls.
You know, I was thinking it wouldn't be a bad idea if you took over my office while this is going on.
Why do I have to move in there? It's 10 feet away.
Well, make room for whoever's taking over the city desk. I don't care. Organize it however you want. So she hasn't made any progress. She could die, Lou. I think it's just hitting me.
I know. Charlie, what would happen to the paper if she couldn't come back?
Down the tube.
You really think so?
Fred would inherit, he'd sell in a second. What does he care about newspapers, particularly one that isn't terribly profitable? He wants the cash. I don't think we realize the battle that Mrs. Pynchon has had to fight with her relatives to keep the Trib intact.
I think she's been fighting a lot of battles we don't know about. Donovan, take over the desk.
Your chair's too high. You never have enough pencils.
Yeah? Well, don't swivel it down like you did the last time so that my nose was resting on the desk. Use your own chair.
Donovan, city editor. Who's the assistant?
You want it, you got it.
I say I wanted it.
I'll let the power go to your head.
How's Mrs. Pynchon?
We're still waiting to hear. She may need an operation.
I can't concentrate. You know, I don't see Mrs. Pynchon much on a daily basis, but somehow not having her here, knowing she's not up there on the 8th floor, it just doesn't feel right.
Newman, it's for you.
Oh.
Take it to your desk, will you? I can't tie this line up.
Billy Newman?
Billy, Dana. Something terrible has happened to me.
What, Dana?
It's awful. The worst thing they could have done. They took away my internship. They gave it to somebody else. I was really the right person for it. My professor said I practically had it.
Are you really so surprised?
What do you mean? You sound like you're not on my side.
I'm not taking sides, Dana. Tell me what happened.
This is the acquisition file. All the correspondence that's been going on about the magazine.
Guess I'll need that.
This is her private drawer. I could get you the key if you really need to get in there.
No, Julie, let it be.
Oh, she's got this little tape recorder for dictation.
Yeah, I'll just camp out here, thanks.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, Fred. Any word from the hospital?
These are bad times for all of us, but I feel like there's still decisions that have to be made.
Oh, yeah.
I thought we might discuss the acquisition. What is the status of that right now?
Gee, I don't really know. I just came in here a few minutes ago. I haven't found out where she keeps everything.
We may have to drop out of the bidding.
I don't know if Mrs. Pynchon would want that.
Well, she might have been misguided. It's possible if she wasn't feeling well, maybe not able to think as clearly as
Are
she
you
did.
trying to build a case for diminished capacity?
No. I was just wondering out loud.
Well, make no mistake about it, Fred. Mrs. Pynchon is the driving force on this newspaper. In fact, she is.
I am her next of kin, and in any event...
You don't have power of attorney.
What?
You see, you may own whatever percentage of Tribune stock you own. But the only person with power of attorney who can act on a decision like that is Mrs. Pynchon's lawyer, Marv Hartley.
Charlie, I know I'm an outsider, but quite frankly, I'd expected a little more cooperation.
And quite frankly, I'd expected a little more respect. Yes, Julie. Fred.
Hello, Mr. Hill. I'm sorry to have to tell you.
Tell me what, Doctor?
Well, your aunt hasn't shown any improvement. She still can't move her right side. We're afraid the aneurysm might bleed again. Now, I've consulted with a neurologist and the chief neurosurgeon, and we don't want to wait any longer before we go in, even considering the risks.
Well, if it's that bad, all right.
But I need your permission.
Well, yes, go ahead. I'll stop off at the hospital and sign the forms.
Fine. We have a booked in the OR at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Thank you, Doctor. They have to operate.
Lou Grant will continue in a moment here on A&E.
You call this good journalistic response to an issue?
It makes its point.
What is the point?
That Dana Ingram's law internship was revoked because she posed for Suave magazine.
It's a moral judgment the university has no
She
right to
lost
make.
her internship because her grades went down. Someone else was more qualified.
That's just the rhetoric. I checked into it. Their grades were equal.
I'm sure Miss Newman will agree that it's the responsibility of the newspaper to remain detached and objective, to report the news, not slant it.
Well, we try not to take sides at the Tribune, or at least not to show that we are. But you run editorial.
Picture on the front.
You're not to do this.
Why? Because you're afraid of the chancellor, or is it the alumni
It's
association?
unprofessional and unbecoming to an award-winning newspaper.
Yeah, and also because they might cut off our funds.
Besides, I find his photo tasteless and objectionable.
I'm sorry. It's the best body we could come up with on such short notice.
Then you will have to take responsibility for your action.
Okay. We take it.
Dr. Langtree.
Runaway bus in Flagstaff killed 3 commuters.
Ticket inside.
Why?
Because it's Flagstaff, not L.A.
A lot of people ride buses in L.A. They're worried about safety. Remember the bus problem we had last year?
Is it the same kind of bus?
No.
Same conditions we have here?
No, it was snowing at the time.
Anybody from L.A. on that bus?
No.
Next.
Yeah. When's Charlie getting back?
Metro?
Oh, we got that LAU thing heating up. College girls posing nude for magazines.
Hardly page 1.
Well, Billy says it's starting a big controversy on campus.
Well, I don't want to encourage that kind of thing. It may be big news out there, but I don't see it that way.
As soon as you become managing editor, you go conservative.
I always have been. Think of that girl's father opening that magazine and seeing his daughter nude.
Story's not about her father.
Story's not about nudes either, Lou. It's about freedom of the press. Student newspapers being censored for defending the girl who posed.
It can wait.
Supreme Court has ruled that student newspapers deserve the same protections we have.
You know, you're really going to be a big pain.
Just doing your job.
Good news. Last night, Mrs. Pynchon was able to move her arm for the first time. Means she's getting better. They won't have to operate.
Hi, Miss Pynchon. How you feeling? Let me put these in something. Hey, I see you got the flowers Leon sent. You know, everyone in the newsroom contributed. So, how are they treating you? How's the food? Can you hear me? We heard that you were feeling better, and that you can move a little, and that you don't need surgery. So it's good, isn't it?
Sure, Jason. Go.
I'm sorry. Could you say that again? Listen, is there anything I can do for you at the office? Let me... I'll be right back. Excuse me. She's Margaret Pynchon. She's incoherent. Is she okay? She kind of scared me.
Oh, no, there's no need to be too concerned. I'm sorry, the nurse should have warned you. She has aphasia, loss of speech. It's very common in stroke.
Thought she was making progress.
Well, she is, but everyone recovers at a different rate. And believe me, she's been lucky.
Just a second, Doctor. Can I ask you something?
Yeah, sure.
I know you're busy, but it's so shocking to see her this way.
Mr. Grant, you're one of the editors of the newspaper, aren't you?
We work together on the paper, but she's also a friend.
Well, we're starting physical and speech therapies right away, but a lot of it's going to depend on her own attitude. How much she really wants to get well.
Can she understand what you say to her?
We think so.
But she doesn't know. She has no idea of the extent of her paralysis or so forth.
No, she doesn't. And we think it's advisable at this time not to be too specific.
Will continue in a moment here on A&E.
Margaret, let's work on your body image. Your sense of where the parts of your body are.
It's not probable.
Yes, I know you can do it. Show me What do you see with? You see with your eyes.
Eyes.
Good.
Eyes.
Good. Eyes. What do you hear with?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, that's very good. Tell me where the top of your head is. No, this is the top of your head. Show me your neck.
Yes.
Neck. Neck. This is your neck. Okay, let's try something different. I want you to show me the cake. Cake. It's something you eat. I know you know what it is. This is the cake, Margaret. Show me the telephone. This is the telephone. Now you show me the pen. We won't try any more today. But you did very well.
Where is the waitress?
You mean the nurse? You want the nurse? I'll get her.
This is so much more meaningless.
Margaret, you're doing very well.
Oh, why am I sinking away from the light?
Margaret, this is a great beginning. I'm coming back tomorrow, and you and I will keep going together.
This is censorship.
Advice. As publisher, and as publisher, I have the right to do what I feel is proper.
The newspaper belongs to the students.
But it's subsidized by the university.
Professor Williams, how has the rest of the faculty reacted to
Miss
what you
Newman,
did?
I think it would be better if you left us alone for now.
I asked her to be here. I called a press conference.
Don't you think we'd accomplish more in private?
Why, are you afraid to have it on the record?
No, I'm not.
Does it signal a change in policy?
We're trying to protect our students.
From what?
From yourselves, if we have to.
Oh, I love it.
Now, the university is under attack for being too lenient. We have to answer to taxpayers, and so do you. Therefore, if the paper acts irresponsibly, it will be corrected.
Corrected?
What, does this mean you'll be making editorial decisions?
No, of course not. But we'll keep a close eye on what's published.
How close?
With something as controversial as this Swab magazine situation, all articles will have to be approved.
I quit.
Rick, stop showing off.
No, I'm serious. You know, I would like to believe in this country, even in a university, there can still be a free press. Anybody coming with?
The response has been really overwhelming. Really touching.
Your Aunt has a lot of friends.
Is she able to talk yet?
She can form sentences, but they don't make any sense.
How are her spirits?
It's hard to tell.
Not hard to tell at all. She's depressed. The nurse says she has these crying jags. She's a prisoner in her own body.
Sure puts things in perspective.
My brother's flying in next week. We have to start thinking about what to do. A convalescent home, some kind of extended care facilities.
She's a strong woman. Don't count her out yet.
Excuse me, Lou. Hello. Yes, Mr. Deming. This is Charlie Hume. No, she's still in the hospital. We don't know yet. Well, if you send that overnight delivery, we'll get it tomorrow. We'll be able to get right back to you. Yeah. Yeah, thanks. Bye-bye. Well, there's only one bid outstanding in the auction for Lively Arts magazine. We've got to make a counteroffer.
Or drop out.
We're not going to drop out.
I appreciate your loyalty to my aunt. I also know how difficult it must be for you, almost as difficult as it is for me, to accept the facts as they are.
I think we're doing a pretty good job of it.
Well, the facts are the family doesn't want this acquisition.
But Mrs. Pynchon does.
How do we know that? How do we know that she's capable of making that decision? City desk, Donovan.
We have to talk to you about your assistant.
I didn't pick him.
Look, I don't mind being edited, but I do mind being rewritten.
I noticed that all your stuff sounds alike lately.
It's not us, it's Joe Rossi.
Well, he's working hard, grinding it out.
Yeah, like a sausage machine. I can't take it anymore. What does he think? He's the only one who knows anything?
Do you even have to ask? Rossi.
Donovan, how'd you ever do this job in 8 hours?
By not trying to rewrite the entire paper. You had your hand in everything except the cartoons.
You'd be amazed at the way people turn things in. It's all got to be fixed.
Don't do it yourself, Rossi. Talk to the writer. Help him. Direct him. But most of all, guide him into doing it himself. That's the real art of this job. Equanimity and tact. Which is why I'm so good at it.
Yeah, well, those are not my strong points. Equanimity and tact.
Try.
Excuse me, I'm looking for Billy Newman.
She was just here. Can I help you?
Are you the city editor?
I can help you.
I'm Rick Henshaw, editor of the Daily Cougar at Los Angeles University.
Joe Rossi.
Mr. Rossi.
Joe.
We're a little disappointed that the Tribune hasn't taken a stronger stand on the situation at LAU. You know what's going on?
Sure I know.
Mr. Rossi, this is a First Amendment issue.
Call me Joe.
I mean, it may not seem important to you older people, but I'm telling you that you better pay attention to what's happening on campus. A lot of issues start there first.
Just a sec. You're not talking to an older person. 5 minutes ago, I was getting arrested by cops in the Chicago demonstrations. You want to see my scars? I know all about the campus.
Well, so why haven't you given our story better coverage?
It's not up to me. It's up to the city editor.
Well, so why hasn't he?
Probably because he's older.
Lou Grant will continue in a moment here on A&E.
There was a time, but no more. I can't tell you how sorry, how upset I am. Just pick up the plane and call San Diego.
Do you mean San Francisco? Do you mean go ahead with the bid?
Oh, reading is so important. What is it?
What?
You know, I used to get them all the time. Doctors used to get them to tell you.
Medicine. Pills?
Pictures. Sometimes there are pictures. Sometimes you just read.
Books?
I used to get them all the time. I used to cook.
Recipes? Newspaper? The Tribune?
No, mail. They came in the mail all the time.
Magazines.
Meg. What?
Magazines.
Yes. That's right.
Mrs. Pynchon, we're going to have to decide whether to raise the offer on Lively Arts.
Yes, I know.
Essentially, we're going to have to offer $750,000 more.
She doesn't understand figures.
How do you know?
Yesterday, the speech therapist was trying to teach her how many pennies in a dime. She kept saying 15. Aunt Margaret, I want to get out of the bidding.
We
have computers. Think about it.
What do computers have to do with it?
This is stupid.
I'm sorry that this is so difficult for you.
I am stupid. I can't tell you how. I'm stupid.
I told you this would be pointless.
Gentlemen, you realize you're asking me to put my job on the line.
I swear, Marv, if I could do it, I would.
I wonder.
Well, give me power of attorney. I'll do it right now.
Don't you see what he's doing, the Barracuda? He's called an emergency board meeting, and he's trying to railroad this through.
It won't be that easy, I assure you.
Don't let it get that far. Who knows? He may have a chance.
As long as Mrs. Pynchon is incapacitated, Fred Hill has a chance to grab control. First we'll drop out of the bidding, then he'll sell the Tribune.
I know, and then he'll take the cash and invest it in condominiums.
He's tried that before, Marv. Pick up the red phone, call Deming, tell him we'll make that bid. You're the only one that can do it.
We're sure taking an awful lot on ourselves.
Okay. The truth is, we can't communicate with Mrs. Pynchon right now, but we do know what she wanted, and I think we should act accordingly. We should put ourselves on the line, even though it goes against our own instincts. Don't we owe it to her to do it her way?
Hello, Margaret.
Lily, let's get started.
Charlie and I wanted to tell you as soon as we heard. You know, we took a chance and made a bid on Lively Arts magazine. I hope it's what you would have wanted us to do, because we got it. The magazine is yours.
You've been a good girl. Get up. I want my office back.
Oh, gee, after 8 weeks, I was really getting to like this job.
That's what I was afraid of. I guess you liked running those budget meetings without having me to deal with. Now get out of there. Good morning, Mrs. Pynchon.
You have totally mishandled the pension fund story.
It's nice to hear you say that, Mrs. Pynchon.
Very nice.
A mobster is shot to death after an argument in a bar. Police search for a killer on Law and Order tonight. Now, there's tension in the squad room when a policewoman becomes attracted to her new male partner. Join us for Police Story, next on A&E.